So what we are going to do now is we're going to solve this problem. Okay, solve in the sense that we're going to see the difference between two different techniques of constructing the network diagram. Okay, and at the same time you can refer to your notes. Okay, you can refer to your notes here. Sini awak boleh tengok boleh?
Boleh doktor.
Boleh doktor, boleh.
Okey, jom kita buat. So saya nak tutup chat box ni. Jangan siapa-siapa pun chatting dengan saya Okey. So how to draw the network diagram? Alright. So there are how many activities? There are planning. Okay. Which is put as A. So there are purchasing B. Could be. There are excavation, C, sowing, D, placement, E, assembly, F, infill, G, outfill, H, and decoration, I. So what is actually this project? This is build a botanical garden and picnic area. Alright, a single unit project ke? Yang contoh yang ni, is this a single unit project?
Yes, doktor.
Okay, good. So how can you draw the network diagram? For a network diagram, it must have one start node and one end node. Okay, so for this example, you don't have much trouble because it always have one start node. How do you know that you have only one start node? Because is there any activity before A, before planning activity?
No.
Tak ada kan? So A, so kita buat activity on node dulu right. So there are A activity, right? There is no activity before A or no precede activity before A. Then after you completed A, you must proceed to B, okay? And at the same time, when you completed A, you can proceed B and C at the same time. So this is B, this is C. Nampak saya buat? Okay, dia kena letak arrow dulu Okay, arrow ni maksud dia apa? Okay, this is to show that the ends for activity A and beginning for activity B. Same thing goes to C. Ada soalan? Penatlah bercakap. Awak lah pula bercakap. Awak ramai, saya seorang aja.
Tak ada soalan doktor, faham.
Buatlah D pula, macam mana?
Tengah buat ni doktor.
Cakap dengan saya, D nak buat kat mana? D selepas
D sambungan B doktor.
saya pandai. Lagi E.
E dia akan join B dengan C.
Dia akan E selepas B doktor.
E selepas sowing. Sowing apa? D. Okay, so this is E. And excavation. Excavation is C. Okay. So sekarang ni, macam mana awak nak buat? You must complete C first. Okay, then you may start E. What you can do is, you can draw the dotted lines there. Okay. Boleh? And that is A, B, C, D, E. Okay. F. F you must start after placement E. So here is F. Betul ke ni? Betul?
Betul.
Betul.
Ya ke awak ni betul-betul. Okay, lepas tu G. G after assembly is completed. So this is G. Okay. Then H after F. So this is H. Okay. And I after G. So I after G. Oh salah, saya salah. Waktu saya rasa pelik. Okay. You may start A after you have completed C and D. So this is how to draw C and D arrow pointing to E. Okay. So awak punya I. So how can you complete I? I decoration, you must complete H, G infill and outfill. So this is your I. Buruk sikit kan? Okay, alright. So that one is activity on note. So how can you draw activity on arrow? Right? Remember, for your network diagram, it must always have one start node and one
Endnote.
end node. Okay. So sekarang ni kita nak guna teknik activity on arrow. So for activity on arrow, okay, remember this is very important technique, alright. So for A, you can draw activity on arrow. So this is A. Is there any activity before A? No activity. So you can do start here. You can write start node. Alright. So what is the activity after A is B. B is you may start B once you have completed A. So, alright. After you are confident that you can start B after you have completed A, then you may draw a node at the end of A. Then you may draw a node to show the ends of A. So what is the beginning after you ends the A is B. Betul? Faham?
Faham Doktor.
Nampak tak saya belum buat lagi note lagi kan? Saya tak matikan dulu. There is no symbol to show the end of activity B. Okay, and C. Okay, so we have kat mana tu? Boleh sini? Nampak? Awak nampak tak saya draw ni?
Nampak Doktor.
Nampak Doktor, nampak.
Nampak.
Bagus. So nampak buat C dulu kan? Jangan matikan dulu note dia tu. Biar je terbuka macam tu Okay, D. D is after purchasing. Purchasing is B kan? Okay, barulah tutup. Lepas tu baru buat D. Macam tu. Okay, faham? So E. E you must complete D. Okay, so sini must be E. Okay. Nak start E, you must complete D, solving, and excavation is D. Macam tu barulah boleh. Macam ni. Alah bengkok lah pula. Tak apa macam tu. C. Boleh? Nampak tak beza? Macam mana E, okay. Activity on node dengan activity on arrow. Untuk E. Okay, tapi dua-dua menggambarkan you must complete C and D before you can start E. Okay, boleh? So, the rest is F. You must complete placement which is E. So, F. Yang lain okey ke tak okey ni? Senyap je. F,
Okey,
G.
Doktor.
Okay, good. G, you must complete F. Saya penat lah. Malam tadi saya tak sahur. Saya sahur sebiji kurma, sekeping biskut raya, satu cawan, a very small cup of plain water. Itu je. Lepas tu, assembly apa? F. Infill kan? FG dulu. G assembly olah haji. Kenapa tak ada yang betulkan saya? Awak ni tengok ke tak tengok ni?
Tengah tengok ni doktor.
G. Kenapa tak cakap? Saya salah tadi. Lepas
Saya
tu,
pun tengah dalam proses nak memahami. Slow sikit doktor.
okey. Puasa ni kan gula tak cukup. Lepas tu H ni, okey, selepas assembly. Assembly yang mana? Assembly F. Jadi, H dia dekat sini. Macam tu. Lepas tu last kali I, mesti siap dua ni. So, dia join kat sini. I. Lepas tu, kena ada Endnote kat sini. Okay. Boleh faham?
Faham?
Right, good. Alright, so there are many questions. Okay. Awak boleh buat Nak cek jawapan dengan saya pun boleh, ataupun awak cari soalan yang memang dah ada jawapan kat belakang. Mana lagi soalan yang memerlukan ataupun alright, you can just do this question. Question number 5, okay? You do question number 5, but you only construct, okay? You only construct the network diagram based on activity on node, okay, and activity on arrow. Okay, soalan ni boleh boleh buat. Cuba buat, saya nak tengok. Boleh? Can you do it now? For
Okay,
this,
doktor.
okay, for this chapter, okay, remember the first thing that you must get the expertise is on how to construct the network diagram. So it is very important for you to practice on how to construct the network diagram. So can you do this question? Lepas tu saya semak, awak hantar dekat WhatsApp. Okay, awak boleh pakat seorang buat activity on node, seorang boleh buat activity on arrow. Dan kita share. Boleh? Saya tunggu
Soalan 38 doktor.
Bukan soalan ni.
3.5.
Okey.
3.5 soalan ni.
3.5 Ali.
Dia baru keluar toilet tu. Dia basuh muka dengan mamai tadi kan. Jangan senyap tau, saya ni ngantuk ni.
Kelas tengah hari tadi macam mana doktor?
Tak boleh, saya ni datang office ni. Kisahnya line dekat rumah saya tu memang teruk. Memang guna handphone husband saya pun memang tak boleh. Jadi saya kena datang office hari ni. Saya apa tu dah macam tadi saya 1 jam je kelas, lepas tu terus saya rush ke office lah. Besok insyaAllah saya datang office. The problem is saya tak nak buat kelas dekat office. Saya punya barang-barang semua dekat rumah. Dah pindah dah 2 tahun kan. Saya punya second screen apa semua. Lepas tu pula minggu lepas aircon punya gas dekat office saya ni bocor. Jadi berpanaslah saya.
Rumah doktor jauh ke?
Ya, jauh, lebih kurang 1 jam. Awak biasa
Sejam
tak?
pun jauh doktor.
Memanglah jauh, sebaiklah suami saya pun kerja sama. Kalaulah saya nak kena drive sorang-sorang, lepas tu balik nak kena masak lagi, memang menangis lah saya.
Sabar doktor, sabar.
Ya, tengah sabarlah ni.
Nanti next year macam mana lah doktor? Physical.
Kerja ke macam mana doktor nanti?
Fizikal, saya sukalah. Saya boleh kenal awak sorang-sorang mana satu.
Tapi penat
Ya,
gak doktor
Ya
fizikal
tu
kena pergi
doktor.
kelas.
Sejam
Ya,
setiap hari letih kat doktor.
tak, dia kalau fizikal, kita datang
Dia macam saya rasa online ni kan, dia macam bagi kita manfaat sikit lah doktor.
manfaat apanya Ashraf? Awak sudah manfaat lah. Satu, awak boleh, awak on aja awak punya webex tu, lepas tu awak nak tidur ke, awak nak baring ke, awak nak terbongkang ke, suka hati awak. Lepas tu, lagi satu, dia punya susahnya online ni, kau tahu tak, saya nak kena kerja siang malam.
Oh, faham tu doktor.
Student tanya soalan pukul 10 malam, awak rasa saya nak jawab? Memang tak lah kan, kau tanya 10 malam. Dia punya mental torture tau online ni. Saya hari tu saya macam dah berangan dah, oh lepas raya kita boleh fizikal. Tapi itulah masalahnya, takkan separuh semester online, separuh semester fizikal kan memang tak logik. Kalau nak fizikal memang kena buat dari awal. Jadi student dia dah prepare mental dia. Ini separuh online memang taklah akan jadi fizikal.
Doktor, macam mana UTM consider course to physical, course to online?
Kalau yang memerlukan contohnya macam apa tu yang ukur tu kan, yang dia memang nak kena buat field work tu kan, yang itu memang tak boleh lah nak online,
Oh,
memang kena fisik. Mana jawapan dia ni? Awak kalau berbual kan memang nak rancang.
Sikit lagi doktor, sikit lagi.
Lepas tu awak seronok online kan sebab boleh meniru. Tiba-tiba je sebelum tu CGPA 2 point something. Tiba-tiba online dah lah ambil.
Saya rasa yang tu salah tu doktor. Saya rasa online lagi turun sikit.
Doktor, pointer saya makin aktif doktor sebalai doktor.
Saya makin lama makin nak terjatuh ni doktor. Saya rasa online memang lagi susah doktor.
Betul.
Kalau online senang, tidak kita orang semua dah for flat lah every semester. Memang tak boleh doktor.
Kan. Dapat pula yang mengajarnya macam saya kan. Selagi tak dapat,
Seronok.
Alhamdulillah. Saya memang tak boleh nak ngajar, nak cakap, saya tak dengar suara pelajar, saya tak boleh. Sebab subjek saya kena confirm, student faham, baru saya boleh move on to the next topic. Jadi yang mana yang senyap ni, selagi awak tak bercakap, saya tak tahu awak faham ke tak faham. Kena bagi tahu kat mana tak faham. Kalau saya laju cakap je, slow sikit. Jangan dekat end of course siapa survey tu kan. Awak bantailah saya dekat situ habis-habisan. Suka hati je awak nak bantai lecturer macam itu. Tak berkat ilmu tu kan. Okay, good. Yes. So, okay hati.
Betul tak doktor?
Entahlah, betul ke tak betul lah kot. Sekejap saya semak. Dia masalahnya dia tak boleh buka tu, dia dah dapat warning. Too many overlapping windows. Jadi saya tak boleh buka jawapan dia. Ataupun kita pergi kat belakang. Ini soalan nombor 5 Nombor 5 kan. Okey, satu lagi jawapan mana? Yang activity on arrow tu.
Tapi jawapan saya tak masukkan time time tu doktor.
Sabar. Lepas
Okay,
ni kita
okay.
buat. Okay, sabar.
Okay, okay.
Atin, belajar bersabar sikit
Takut salah doktor.
Oh tak. Kita satu-satulah. Awak buat tadi soalan nombor berapa? Nombor 6 tu. Macam tu ke? Oh, yang ni dia bagi jawapan activity
Saya
on
punya 3.5 doktor yang AON.
dia 3.5.
Activity on note.
Okey, Prem. Okey, ni lagi satu. Ya, okey sekejap.
Okay.
Ini 3.6 inilah kan jawapan dia kan? Nampak?
Yang tu AOA doktor.
For activity, for activity. Awak buat 3.5 ke 3.6?
3.5 kan?
5.
3.5 tadi kan doktor?
Nombor 5 ada.
Muka surat berapa 133 tu? Saya rasa macam 133. Muka surat berapa?
133 doktor.
Apa? Satu.
Doktor saya terbuat 3.6 lah doktor.
Yelah, tak kisah.
Baru perasan.
Bukan nak buat test pun kan. Buat latihan, tak kisah. Nanti saya check lah jawapan awak ni betul sana. Sekejap aja tu. Sekejap sabarkan aje lah. Ini chapter 4, kita chapter 3. Prem salah jawapan awak. Prem.
Ya doktor.
Okay. Why your answer is not correct?
Kenapa doktor?
For every network diagram, it always must have one start node and one end nodes. Okay.
So saya tak letak start dengan end. Yang tu ya doktor.
Rushaidi pun salah, Amirul Hakim pun salah. Dia kena ada satu. Okey, kita cuba buat ya. Kita cuba. Sekejap, ada orang chatting ni. Okey. Okey, Tiwager, saya pun tak tahu awak betulkan apa ni. Okay, saya dah lost dah. Alright, so your network diagram must always have one start node and one end node. Okay. Alright. Apa yang kita nak tengok, we don't use both techniques. We only use activity on node only. Okay. Jadi sekarang ni, okay. Considering what you have done, okay, saya akan remind saya to get the answer for this question. Boleh? Can you remind me to share the answer for this question? Okay, the next one is, okay, can you come back to the question that you have copied just now? Boleh? Can you come back to the question that you have copied just now? What was question number 1? Can you read out the question number 1?
Tak faham lah doktor.
Awak kan tadi salin ada 8 persoalan yang boleh dijawab apabila kamu dah buat. Apa soalan
When will the entire project be completed?
Okay, when will the entire project can be completed? So meaning that, okay, for that one, this is the one that we are looking for. Okay? Alright. So let's have a look at this question. Okay, everybody, can you have a look at this question? Roger Gindi is developing a program in supply chain management certification for managers. Gindi has listed a number of activities that must be completed before a training program of this nature could be conducted. The activities, so there are A to G activities, immediate predecessor meaning that activity before activity before that activity in that particular row. Alright. So for this one, okay, we draw the activity, we draw the network diagram based on activity on node. Okay, so we do have A, B, and C. So this A and B, C, it starts concurrently. So this is A. This is B and this is C. So this is A, this is B, this is C. Alright. You know that for every network diagram, it cannot have 3 start nodes. So what you must do is you draw another node. Okay, so this one is start node. So for this start node, it does not have the activity time, but it must have the arrow. Okay, boleh? Boleh?
Boleh doktor.
Ya.
Doktor.
Semua senyap je ni. Okay, aktiviti seterusnya adalah D. You can start D once you completed B. So here is D. Okay, draw the arrow. Next is activity E. Okay, you can start activity E once you have completed A and D. So this is your E. Okay. So this is your E. And remember to draw the arrow. Okay. And F, okay, once you completed C, you may start F. Okay, and G, okay. G is the end nodes, okay. You can only start G once you have completed E and F. So this is G. Okay. Do you know what is the critical path? You do not know. What is the project completion time? You do not know. All right. Now, okay, on your fresh sheet of paper, okay, for every node, okay, you redraw this network diagram. For every node, you have more column. So this is A. So activity for A takes 2 days. So that one, if you want to determine the completion time, what we're supposed to do is, okay, let's refer to your PPT notes. Okay. Okay, so this is what we call determining the project schedule. Okay. What we're supposed to do. Okay, if you want to determine the project schedule, you must use this method. Okay, you must draw your node. Okay, so it has earlier start time, later start time. So this is activity A. So for A, okay, for A activity, it takes 2 days. So awak redraw balik, boleh? Can you do it now? Okay, make sure you have 5 quadrant. All right, you have earliest finish, you have latest finish, and you have the activity duration for each activity. Okay, and then we will use this forward pass. Okay, and you will use the backward pass. So you will use the forward pass if you want to determine the Okay, if you want to determine the earliest start, okay, and the earliest finish, you use the forward pass. If you want to determine the latest start and the latest finish, you use the backward pass. Okay, so can I see your new diagram? Christopher, where are you, Christopher?
Yes, doctor.
All right. So your network, okay, see, it is obviously you have two endnotes, which is G and H. Okay. So you cannot have, and for activity on arrow, you also have two ends. No, you cannot have that. For a network diagram, it must have one start nodes and one end nodes. Okay. So, okay, while waiting for you guys to redraw this network diagram, I just draw the network diagram for this question, okay, only based on activity on arrow. Okay, yeah. So we do have A. All right. So B and C after A. Oops. So you have B and you have C. Okay. So D and E after B. So this is D. Comot boleh faham So D and E after B. Then you have F after C. So you have F. Okay, and you have G. So your G is after D. Okay. The D. Then your H is after E and F. E and F is H. So what you need to do next is to draw the end nodes. Okay, so this is the end. E and D. Alright, boleh? Boleh?
Boleh, doktor.
Kan, it is so simple. Okay, remember, you must have one start node and one end nodes. Alright. Alright, sekejap so lihat. Alright. Okay. So you have A. So this is your start node. Okay. So your start node always have a 0 time. So this is start awak tu dia lah start macam mana So earliest start, earliest finish, latest start, latest finish. So you have A. Tak cantik tapi boleh nampak Boleh nampak? So you have
Boleh nampak, doktor.
Okay, so A is 2. So earliest start for A is 0. Okay, because you always have 0 there. Okay, so your earliest, so now we are looking for forward pass. Okay, So your earliest finish is earliest start plus activity equals to 2. And this is your B. Ya Allah, buruknya. Okay, this is your B. What is the duration for B is 5. Okay. What is earliest start for B is 0. What is earliest finish for B is 5. So now you have C. Okay. So the time or duration for activity C is 1. Earliest start for C is 0. Earliest finish for C is 1. Okay, if you also, okay, required to draw the Gantt chart, okay, you have y-axis and x-axis. So for y-axis you have activity, okay, kita buat macam ni lah. Okay. So this is your 0 kita pinjam dia punya line ni. So activity A starts from 0 and completed at 2. So kita katakan 2-nya kat situ. So this is your 2. Saya nak kamu buat Gantt chart juga So nampak tak saya punya ni. Okay. B also starts at 0 and B takes 5 unit time. So this is B 5. And this is C. C also starts at 0 and C takes 1 unit time. So sepatutnya C kat sini lah. Celah dia ni. 1. Okay, boleh? Boleh? And D starts after B. Okay, so this is your D. What is the duration for D is 10. Okay. So earliest start for D is 5. Earliest finish for B is 10 plus 5 is 15. Okay. So on your Gantt chart, D is start at unit time 5 and completed at 15. So katakan ini 15. Boleh? Ya Allah, seriously saya ngantuk. Boleh buat? Can you complete the Gantt chart? Can you complete the Gantt chart first? And then I will show you how to complete the network diagram. Boleh buat sekarang? Cuba buat, saya nak tengok. Awak tulis nama penuh awak dekat chat box boleh? Saya tak boleh buka multiple pages lah. Awak tulis nama penuh dekat chat box semua uppercase Boleh tulis sekarang? Okay, thank you Dalila. Buat macam Dalila tu. Alright, thank you. Laju je awak ni tulis apa ni. Bagus. Alright, ada siapa-siapa nak share tak your Gantt chart?
Doktor,
Saya.
saya ada soalan. Kalau contoh yang ada 2 note gabung ke satu, yang next tu ES dia nak letak value yang mana satu, Doktor?
Okay, yang mana tu?
contoh A dengan D nak cantum ke E. Jadi ES untuk E tu.
A dengan D, okey. So, okey, kita buat gancat dulu siapa yang tanya ni? Douglas
Doktor.
Okay. So kita nak buat E Douglas. Okay, E. You must complete A and D. Okay. So what is the earliest start for E? You must complete A and D before you can start E. So what is the earliest start for E, Douglas? So this is your E. Okay. You only can start E once you have completed D. So here is E, takes 3 unit time. So 3 plus 15 is 18. Okay. So your earliest start for E is 15. So this is your A coming here. Tak cantik lah saya punya ni. Sini.
A cantum ke E, doktor.
Oh ya, betul. Ya. Betul, thank you. Thank you for that. Saya dah ngantuk ni kan macam. Thank you for that. So there is earliest start for E. E takes 3. Okay, earliest start. Okay, so now earliest start for E is 2 and 15. Okay. For forward pass, always choose the higher value. Okay, so 15 plus 2 3 equals to 18. So 18 is the earliest finish for E. Okay, Douglas?
Yes, faham, doktor.
Okay, good. Ada lagi ke yang ini macam tak cukup je ni? Yang lain mana? Dah keluar ke? Tak apa, saya ambil yang ni aja. Yang lain tu saya consider tak datang. Boleh macam tu. Alright, can you proceed? Can I see your answer? You are section 3 kan? Section 3 and 4 kan?
Ya, doktor.
Betul, doktor.
Tengok orang tua kan?
Doktor, saya nak tanya doktor.
Ya, boleh. Sila.
Yang untuk yang E tu kan dia punya immediate tu ada A dengan D. Kenapa doktor tak start pada A? Yang 3/8.
Sekejap. Kenapa apa? Soalan balik. Sorry.
Yang aktiviti E tu.
Aktiviti E,
Kan sebelumnya ada A dengan D tu kan.
A dan D. Okay.
So, kita nak sambung kat mana yang grant, untuk grant chat tu.
Untuk gancat. Okay, gancat. Awak mesti kena sambung selepas D selesai.
So dia punya total dia berapa doktor? Provision tu.
Total apa?
Macam tadi kan D tu kan 15 kan dia jadi. Sampai 10.
Okay.
Kalau yang E ni?
Kalau E ni 15 tambah 3 jadi 18.
Oh yang A tu macam mana?
Yang A, Yang A ni kat sini lah. Earliest finish for A is at 2. Jadi, soalan seterus awak, kalau saya tak faham soalan awak lah. Masalah seterusnya awak, apa dia? Orang lain macam mana yang tak bertanya ni, macam saya risau yang tak bertanya ni, senyap je. Kalau awak faham, saya tak risau. Saya risau kalau awak tak faham. Okey. Siapa yang bertanya tadi? Muhi
Tak Doktor, tu Nur Aiman.
Aiman, Doktor Aiman.
Okey, Aiman. Okey. Soalan awak yang seterusnya. Jadi sekarang ni, awak tengok saya punya gancat ni yang tak semenggah ni kan. Saya punya network diagram ni, awak boleh faham? So, earliest.
Boleh.
Okay, earliest start. Okay. I think I know what is your question. Okay. Why we must take 15 as the earliest start for A? Is that your question? So?
Ya, betul.
Sebenarnya awak tak tahu macam mana nak bertanya. Tapi kalau awak bertanya, sekurang-kurangnya saya boleh tahu apa yang awak tak faham kan. Okay, bagus. Thank you for that. Okay, why you cannot select 2 as your earliest start for A? Why? Why you cannot put 2 as your earliest start for A? And you must put 15 as your earliest start for A. Kenapa?
Sebab
Sebab D tak ready.
D tak ready lagi Doktor.
Sebab D belum siap lagi. D hanya siap pada
15.
Lepas 15 hari.
pada hari ke-15. Jadi nak tak nak E mesti kena bermula pada hari ke-15. Boleh? Sebab tu saya minta awak buat gancat. Kalau dari gancat ini memang obviously E must be start at day 15 because you must wait for the D to be completed before you start E. So dari gancat ni awak boleh nampak dengan lebih jelas kan. Kalau dekat network diagram awak tak nampak dengan jelas. So that is the reason why I ask you to draw the gancat as well. But there are some disadvantages of the Gantt chart. So the more important chart, okay, for you to manipulate is the network diagram, not the Gantt chart. For the Gantt chart is for the beginner if you do not sure where to start for each activity. Okay, so now kita nak mula activity F. F adalah sebaik saja C selesai. So where C? So here is C. So you may start C here. Okay. Earlier start for F. Okay, so this is your F. Earlier start for F. F takes 6 days. Earlier start for F is at day 5. And earliest finish for F is at day 11. So you may start F here and you may complete F here at day 11. Okay, boleh? Ada soalan? So your G, where you supposed to start your G?
After E.
After E. So earlier start for F is at the 18 kan? So this is your G. Okay. So earlier start for G is, so here you have the earlier start time for G is 15 and 11. For forward pass, always select the higher value. So here is 15 plus 8, berapa? 23 kan? Betul?
Doktor. 26, Doktor.
26. Okay,
26.
thank you for that. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. All right. So are we clear about the forward pass?
Yes,
Doktor, tanya lagi doktor.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Boleh doktor repeat yang F tu?
Yang
FF, activity F.
ni F ni.
Ya.
Okay. Apa yang nak saya repeat?
Kenapa start dari 5 doktor?
Start, okay. Kalau awak tak nak start dari 5, awak nak start dari mana?
Dia bukan C1 kan?
1, Doktor.
Bukan C doktor.
Oh, C1. Oh, satu lah. Okay. Good, thank you. So 1 plus 6 is 7. So dia tak ada effect apa pun. Sebab earlier start for G masih lagi 18. Cuma kalau dalam periksa tu tak dapat markah penuh lah. Sebab note ni dah salah kan. Nampak tak dia punya possibility to do a mistake. Jadi saya punya nasihat ialah bila awak buat network diagram ni, silalah buat cantik-cantik. Jangan sekadar conteng macam saya ni. Saya ni sebab guna apa ni pen. Betul lah. So okay. Oh, ada yang hantar. Okay, Stewart. Alright, good. Thank you, Stewart. Okay, Christopher. Alright, good. Thank you, Christopher. Very nice and neat. Okay, alright. Aiman, okay. Aiman apa 27, Aiman? 26, Aiman?
Sorry, typo.
Typo, alo. Okay. So are we ready for the backward pass? For the backward pass, we would like to calculate the latest start and latest finish. All right. For the backward pass, we would like to calculate the latest start and latest finish. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready?
Yes, Doktor.
All right,
Yes,
good.
Doctor.
All right. So our end node for this network diagram is G. So latest finish for G, earliest finish, sorry. Earliest finish for G is 26 and latest finish for G also 26. And what is the latest start for G? 26 minus duration for G, which is 18, which is 26 minus 8, that is equals to 18. All right. And latest finish for E is, ambil yang kat bawah ni, 18. So latest start for E is 18 tolak 3 equals to 15. Boleh? So for backward pass, okay, if you have 2 times, alright, kat sini, kat mana? Okay, tak apa. Always select for the lower value. Okay, can you complete your network diagram, the time for each quadrant, and then we will see how to determine the critical path. So for this question, your completion time is 26 days. Okay. Now kita nak tentukan critical path. So can you complete the backward path, then you will know which activity considered as critical activity. Okay. Awak hantar dekat ni WhatsApp. Hi, Arif. Thank you. All right. Okay. So your critical path, okay, your critical path is actually, okay, your ES equals to LS. Or there is no difference between ES and LS. Okay, boleh faham? That is your critical path. Okay, kita tengok kat mana dia tunjuk critical path. Lepas ni awak semak balik nota saya tak pergi satu-satu, saya lompat aja. Saya tahu awak pandai, sekejap je boleh faham. Alright, so your critical path is actually dia ada sebut slack time ni kan. Okay, dia ada sebut slack time kat sini kan. Okay, the slack time is actually the difference between LS and ES or LF and EF. Okay, kita patah balik, tengok kita punya ni. Okay, siapa ni? Okay, betul. So yours, Christopher, is correct. Alright, so what you are doing actually, Christopher, you are determining the critical path, okay? The important thing is you must determine the critical activity. So critical activities is P. Okay, so this is critical path. Okay, consists of activities B, D, E, and G. Alright, so if you can see the slack time, okay, if you see the slack time for A, which is 30, okay, so what is the immediate activity after A, which is activity E? You only can start E at the time, apa ni? Ini berapa E? At time 15. Okay, so between 2 and 15, you have ample time where you can start A. It's either you start A at time 13, 12, 11, up to 0. So A, you can start A at time 0, 1, 2, 3, up to 30. So that is what we call slack time. Slack time meaning that you have ample time to start your activity. But for critical activity, you cannot delay the critical activity. If you delay one activity, it's either B or D or E or F, you will affect the whole project completion. So slack time for activities that has a slack time, those activities you don't have to pay attention for it. Okay, but the most important thing to pay attention is for the activities that are on the critical path. Okay, can you determine the slack time for each activity? What is the slack time for activity A? Okay, that is 12 minus 0 or 15 minus 2, which is equals to 30. And what is slack time for C? 11. And what is the slack time for F? Also 11. Okay. Ada soalan? Ada soalan?
Doktor.
Saya.
Slack time tadi macam mana doktor?
Slack time is the difference between earliest finish and earliest start, or latest finish and earliest finish. And di slack time dia. Ataupun kalau awak tengok dekat note dia ni, ni. So difference between these two. Latest start dengan earliest start, earliest finish dengan latest finish. So dia ni mesti sama ni. Kalau salah, maknanya salah lah awak punya tu. Siapa yang bertanya tadi?
Saya doktor.
Nama siapa? Prem?
Prem.
Okay.
Prem.
Okay, Prem, can I see your diagram?
Sekejap ya doktor. Tengok. Baru nak ni snack.
Okay, good. So what about others? Can you understand what we have discussed today? Okay, can we come back? Saya.
Ceritakan yang latest start A 13. Macam mana dapat 13?
Okay, what is the earliest start for A?
0.
0. And duration for A is 2. So earliest finish for A is 2. And what is the latest finish for A? So how can you determine the latest finish for A? Latest finish for A is the time. Okay. Latest finish for A is actually the earliest start, the latest start for E. Latest start for E is 15. So latest start for E is actually latest finish for A. So awak mesti siapkan A dahulu baru E dimulakan. Dan latest start for A is 15 minus 2 is 13.
Oh, yang 15 tu ambil daripada je sambung dekat E tu lah. Awal-awal.
Ya, betul.
Start. Okay.
Okay, faham bagus. Okay, Yasmin, good. Okay, siapa yang sahur ni? Mr. Anchor, can I have your name please? Dengan Tok Anchor je. So okay Semua faham?
Faham doktor.
Alright, good. So can we, saya dah penat lah. So can we come back to the 8 questions? Boleh?
Boleh.
Okay. Ya Allah. Alright. Okay, can you answer question number 1?
26.
Okay, can we answer question number 1? Yes. So the answer is 26. Okay. What are the critical activities or tasks in the project? So you may answer this one. Which are the non-critical activities? You may also answer this one. Apa dia? Yang mana satu? Yang non-critical.
A, C dengan F.
Bagus. Kenapa orang hantar ni? A, C dan F adalah non-critical activities. What is the probability the project will be completed by? Okay, for this one kita akan jawab. Kalau dia cakap probability, meaning that kita kena guna kaedah lagi satu, which is PRT. So this question cannot be answered by critical path method. Only can be answered by PRT. Alright. So for this one, is the project on schedule, behind schedule, or ahead of schedule? Alright, so this one also can be answered if we are using the PERT technique. Okay, remember to answer this question number 4 up to 8 question once we completed PERT. Okay, so hari Rabu ni kita sambung lagi 1 jam nak buat ni. Boleh? Saya
Boleh.
ada soalan tak? Saya dah tak lagak dah nak bercakap. Ada soalan?
Doktor, yang critical tadi macam mana nak tahu?
Amin. Okay, macam mana nak tahu? Ada idea tak Amin? Macam mana nak tahu? Apa maksud critical tu? Saya suka nak rujuk kepada Christopher punya ni. Okey, boleh semua tengok dekat Christopher punya? Boleh? Amir Rushaidi?
Boleh Doktor.
Okey, cuba awak tengok dekat Christopher tu. Ada nampak dia buat green path tu kan? Nampak? So B is critical. D is critical. E is critical. G is critical. Okay. Kalau awak tengok ke semua B, D, E and G tersebut, the difference. Okay. The difference between, sekejap sabar. Suara saya ni dah nak hilang jadi saya cakap slow tu. Minta maaf ya. Okay. So the difference between ES and LS is 0. Okay. ES and LS equals to 0. Okay. Maksudnya itu adalah critical path. Or critical, saya buat critical activity. Okay, boleh faham?
Boleh Doktor, masih Doktor.
Right, okay. Okay, if you see activity B, Amir ke panggil Rushaidi ke panggil apa ni?
Mana-mana pun boleh.
Mana boleh mana-mana?
Amir.
Amir kan? Amir. Kalau awak tengok activity B tu Amir, what's the difference between EF and LF?
Zero.
0 juga kan? So, apa maksud critical activity tu? Earlier start must be at 0 time. Okay, later start must be at 0 time juga. Maknanya dia tak boleh cepat, dia tak boleh lambat. Dan earliest finish dia at day 5. Latest finish dia pun juga at day 5. Tak boleh, no negotiation at all. Jadi activity, critical activities on critical path, you must pay attention. There must be no interruption on the resources to complete critical activities. Once there are interruptions on the critical activities, your final completion time for the project will be on time or delay. Jawablah soalan saya. Tak faham ke? Saya tanya apa?
Faham Doktor.
Jadi tak semestinya Amir yang jawab.
Jadi delay lah Doktor kalau critical line terganggu.
Kan, pandai. Okay, ya Allah, kita ada setengah jam lagi ni. Or at least 10 more minutes. Okay, soalan lain lagi. Thank you Amir for the question. Soalan lain lagi. Suhaimi. Siapa nama Suhaimi?
Saya.
Ha?
Saya doktor.
Faham tak?
Takat ni boleh lah. Nanti nak kecap balik lah. Nak bagi faham.
Okey, kalau itu biasa Suhaimi. Kalau rasa macam tak berapa confident apa yang awak buat tu betul ataupun tak, awak sebenarnya boleh buat soalan. Okay, tadi awak dah buat soalan nombor 8 kan? Cuba awak buat soalan nombor 10. Sebab soalan nombor okey, tak ada jawapan. Soalan nombor 10 adalah guna pet. Tak boleh. Soalan nombor 9 ni okey. Soalan nombor 9 dia tak ada jawapan dekat belakang sebab jawapan hanya pada even numbers, not pada odd numbers. You can try Suhaibi this question. Lepas tu awak confirm dengan saya apa jawapan dia. Boleh?
Boleh doktor, insyaAllah.
Kena buat tau. Kalau tak buat, maknanya awak tak confident yang apa yang awak faham tu adakah ajaran yang betul ataupun ajaran sesat. Yang lain, cipta soalan. Tanyalah apa-apa pun. Jangan tanya peribadi saya, sudah. Tak boleh tanya. Sinar okey hari ni?
Okey, doktor.
Boleh Zahir?
Faham doktor.
Faham? Okey,
Faham.
bagus. Aidil Aiman ada tak? Tak ada buat macam mana tu? Aidil Aiman tak ada. Tak ada. Tak ada, tak boleh nak bantu. So okey Ada apa-apa lagi tak? Kita ada 6 minit lagi ni. Kamu lah. 6 minit lagi ni. Saya tak nak lama tak. Ada apa-apa soalan lain lagi? Tak apa-apa pun.
Tak ada dari saya doktor.
Tak ada. Ada. Soalan. Aku nak ambil soalan. Awak tak nak tanya, saya tanyalah. Safwan Razif.
Ya, doktor.
Awak duduk kat mana Safwan Razif? Asrama UTM ke kat rumah parent?
Dekat rumah doktor.
Rumah parent awak kat mana?
Tarik Buntar.
Mana?
Tarik Buntar, Perak.
Parit Buntar. Oh. Awak belajar okey lah. Seorang-seorang macam itu.
Okey kot. InsyaAllah.
CPA SEM lepas okey ke tak okey? Ke menurun dari SEM sebelum tu?
Menurun aja.
Menurun. Lepas tu memang awak tak nak masuk dalam ke? Ke awak tak ada kawan?
Saya masuk dalam SEM lepas. So, SEM ni malas nak masuk dalam.
Oh, sebab SEM lepas tu menurun
Tak juga. Saya kira SEM lepas tu kira menaik lah. Cuma kira overall rendah lah.
Oh. So SEM ni memang langsung tak nak masuk dalam lah.
Tak kot.
Oh, tak membantu kalau belajar dalam kampus tu tak membantu menaikkan.
Membantu lah. Kalau ada projek ke assignment, membantu lah. Ada member-member senang nak bincang.
Oh, habis semester ni awak nak buat macam mana? Jadi free rider macam tu je lah.
Boleh kot.
Free rider?
Tak. Ada Discord tu.
Siapa kat sini yang ada problem dengan dia punya group project member? Hari tu kan ada kan? Bukan section sini section lagi satu. Yang tak ada group hari tu. Siapa yang tak ada group hari tu?
Yang nama tak ada list name tu ke doktor?
Ya, betul. yang saya bagi yang latest tu kan. Lepas tu masih ada lagi yang tak ada group. Itu siapa hari tu
Yang
ada
tu
group.
session ni lah doktor, tapi saya tak tahu lah dah settle ke belum. Tapi yang tu daripada section kita lah, 3-4 ni.
Nama siapa
Sekejap saya gali balik doktor.
Ini pun saya pun tengah gali kat ni. Aduh. Kan betul lah puasa ni. Kat rumah line internet tak ada. Nangis. Mana ni? Ni. Syaidatul ni section 56 kan? Muhammad Naim bin Wazir ni dengan Muhammad Azri ada tak dalam kelas ni?
Itu session lain doktor saya rasa.
Semua
Session
section
5
56 Okey, kalau dia macam
Macam
gitu,
tak ada doktor, maybe section lain lah kot.
maknanya kita kumpulkan dia satu kelas, satu grup kat situ lah. Tak payah nak apa ni campur dengan session lain. So, okay, thank you for that Hatim. So ada soalan lain lagi? Baju raya dah siap? Oh, perempuan tanya soalan. Baju raya dah siap. Zaidatul Hanim, baju raya dah siap? Baik, Zaidatul Hanim ni dia mikrofon ni problem. Baju raya dah siap belum awak?
Dah doktor. Dengar tak ya?
Tahun ni tema colour apa?
Saya tema hijau.
Hijau. Okeylah. Okey, dah lah kita jumpa hari Rabu Hari Rabu pukul 8 pagi dan kita sambung buat PRT hari Rabu ni. Okey.
Okey doktor.
Okey doktor.
Ya.
Okay, doktor.
Okay. Terima kasih. Alright.
Ya, doktor.
Assalamualaikum.
Terima kasih doktor.
Selamat buka.